Welcome back to the Backlog podcast that asks all the important questions, namely, why are we doing this show to try and beat our backlogs when we just keep adding more games to the backlog? It's a self-fulfilling paradox. Very unfortunate.
It never ends.
Once again, your host, Dr.07, and today I'm joined, of course, by the same people from last time, Arrow Dragon, Cyborg Lucario, and Triforce of Doom. Say hi, guys.
Hello.
Hey guys. Hello.
This time, though, we're changing things up. And we made the probably not so wise mistake of playing Chrono Cross, an RPG. Not the best call to do in a month. This time we picked a much shorter, quote-unquote, game. We picked Platinum Games' Astral Chain, released in, what was it, 2019 for the Switch?
2019, yes.
2019. And Triforce, you picked this game as the one we were going to play, so lead on.
Yeah, so I picked this game because it's one of the Platinum games I never actually got around to beating. Like, by the time I got the game, other games were happening, so yeah, I did. This was a good excuse to finally beat it, and yeah, it's a fun time. For those who don't know Astral Chain's general premise, because, like, yeah, it was one of Switch's relative flagship games, but not everyone I can think of really played it, so the general premise
Ironically enough, it's one of their best sellers.
Oh, wow, okay. It shows what I
It's
know.
one of Platinum's best sellers, I should say. It's one of Platinum's best-selling titles.
Yeah, that's what I figured you meant. But yeah, so,
Yeah.
but yeah, the general premise is you and your twin sibling of opposite gender of the one you picked are cops in the same squad just trying to protect the peace from monsters, because classic case of law enforcement having to fight monsters. Always fun. And the titular Astral Chain is you using a chain thing to basically control said monsters to fight said monsters. Which makes for
it's one half action game, one half detective game, because police officer trying to solve crimes and put a stop to some sort of conspiracy that's going on.
Yep, and it's a pretty cool combination of ideas.
Yeah.
It's also very different compared to a lot of other stuff. Apparently, the idea that they had at first was going to be more high fantasy, until Nintendo told them, you could do something different, because, like, everything's fantasy. And Platinum said, yeah, you're kind of right. We should probably lean more into something else.
Yeah.
They lean more into cyberpunk.
Technology-leaning idea, which I just think worked really well, because it lets Astral Chain stand on its own. It has a really solid identity. Nothing like it. Nothing quite like it.
And, while certain current day things can make the prospect of playing as a cop a little iffy, I feel like they actually handle it pretty well. Due to the way late game stuff goes.
Yeah, things get crazy, but we'll get to that.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I will say, even compared to the other futuristic-esque titles that Platinum has worked on, namely Vanquish, Metal Gear Rising, and I don't know if anyone's even going to recognize this one, Infinite Space, it helps that cyberpunk style for Astral Chain leans a lot more into anime influence, because they're pulling from things like Ghost in the Shell for inspiration.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that.
But yeah, and as for the actual gameplay side of it with the controlling the monsters, the controls are really interesting, but can definitely take a bit of getting used to if you're not already used to character action games.
Yeah, the thing is, you have your own character who you're controlling, and you have basically the leash of your monster that you're controlling, and it does work well, but there are a few natural issues, namely the camera can be quite problematic at times.
Oh yeah.
I
Honestly,
really
camera control I wouldn't say was the biggest issue, at least from my experience, but I've
Same.
also played the game before. The biggest issue I noticed was sometimes certain interactions with the Legion, which is your partner in crime for this game, the Chimeras. Legions have different movement speeds and different abilities that they'll obtain and unlock as you progress, but some of them are movement-based abilities that you can trigger by accident, and if you're trying to, say, use some platforming involving Legions over pits, and you flick a direction the wrong way, the Legion might just go flying a different direction, and you wonder what the hell it's doing.
I know what you're talking about. Because
I personally didn't have that happen to me, but I can see where you're coming from.
I've only had it happen with the Arrow Legion, but it is a dangerous tool that, if you're not careful about, it can send you into the pits.
So the thing Sub's talking about there is one of the unlockable skills you can equip to Legions is a quick flick to dash type maneuver.
Yeah, every Legion gets that and a quote-unquote spin attack.
Among some other abilities that are unique to each one.
But like, you have to equip.
Each one...
Yeah, you have to equip them though. So once I realized the issue with the flick move when I had it on the Arm Legion at one point, I took that off.
Yeah.
And also each Legion gets skills, and you can unlock ability slots to give them special passive perks. It's a really cool system, honestly, and you
can upgrade their skills from purifying areas from the redshift, as it's known, from the astral plane.
You can use the legions to gather red matter, and each legion has specific things that they can do really well. Like you have your sword legion, which cuts things. You have the arrow legion, which snipes things. You have the arm legion, which can carry over hazardous terrain and also lift heavy objects.
And
the
just
beast
punch
legion
really hard.
Yeah, the beast legion goes really fast and can also sniff out areas to dig. And the axe legion has this really big barrier that can let you basically block anything.
And also, it's got explosives.
Yeah. And the one catch with Axe Legion is its movement is slow, for it is the tank class, so you gotta remember that when you're using it. Me.
Legion is here to take hits and then swing big sword. That is its job.
Yep.
But yeah, the other fun thing though with moving the legions around is the chain itself is a part of combat because you can trap enemies with it.
You can trap enemies, but also you can hook the chain on an enemy, but not fully ensnare it. But what you can do is jump to the enemy, kick off of them, and then jump to your legion.
Yeah, you can also use the Legion itself to like get around tight corners if having it wrap around certain posts in the astral plane.
Which is really satisfying to do.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, for a Platinum game without a traditional jump button, the movement gets really interesting once you get the hang of it.
Yeah, and also,
they've sacrificed a jump button in favor of just, let's give you as much versatile ground movement instead.
I also really like how each legion has a different specialty in combat. Yeah, like sword is well-rounded, arrow is good at keeping a distance, arm is slow but powerful, beast is fast and aggressive, and the axe is a defensive tank.
Axe is super slow, but swings and beats like a truck. Also, sword legion is best because it has Virgil swords.
I never actually unlocked those.
That's the very first one.
It's pretty cool. And my personal favorite is the Beast Legion, just because I love all the things you can do with it. Like, it has a howl which stuns enemies, including bosses, surprisingly enough. And man, oh man, when you do certain attacks with that thing, it just shreds health bars.
Wait, so,
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, so hold on, Sub, when you say Virgil swords, do you mean like the summon swords, or do you mean Judgment Cut?
Summon swords.
Okay, I do not remember having summon swords. What?
It's one of the skills you can unlock and use.
Spiral Sword is one of the first skills you can get, and it's a passive that just lingers the entire time while you're comboing.
I do not remember
using
using that. What the hell?
Okay.
How'd you not use that?
I'm surprised too.
I'll have to look later, because I do not
Anyway, Sai,
remember
which legion was your favorite?
I would say... No, I didn't hear which one you were talking about. Who are you referring to?
Sai.
Okay.
Yeah, it's beast, but for a lot of years of sword, because, well, it's the sword league, yeah.
Yeah. It's just useful in combat, and it's a jack of all trades.
Sword is the most well-rounded of the legions, I guess, I said.
Like, Beast is good, and you can ride it to make yourself basically invulnerable to stun damage. You'll still take damage, but you won't get staggered, which is nice. Because that's a problem in this game, is you get staggered really easily if you're not paying attention.
Oh,
and also, another thing is, I noticed that the dodge doesn't have as many iframes as you think it would.
No, it also helps that this is a 30 FPS game, not a 60 FPS game, so combat is a lot slower compared to, say, Bayonetta.
Which feels like a very deliberate design choice, honestly.
Oh yeah, like,
definitely.
The game being as fast as Bayonetta would not work with how the Legion works.
Which makes you wonder, does this game run at 60 on the Switch too, or is it still locked at 30?
It's still locked at 30. I booted it up to check save data, and the title screen looked exactly the same.
Interesting.
Like I said, the 30 FPS lock feels very deliberate.
Yeah. I do also assume that 30 FPS was done on purpose because you basically, most of the time, have two characters at all times moving around and attacking, so they wanted to keep from getting too crazy.
Yeah. But yeah, for me, my favorite Legion would probably have to be Arm.
Interesting.
Arm is pretty good.
Yeah, Arm is pretty good. It's just not against faster enemies, you know?
I mean, Arm is pick up and throw shit, and/or, in my favorite thing to do, auto-bind. Just have it forcibly wrap around them in one motion.
Just don't use auto-bind with Axe. That doesn't work.
No. Axe I use two specific things for. Shield, which lets you just run in head first, and explosives.
My two go-to skills with the Axe were Blue Shield and Power Charge.
Yeah, Blue Shield is just great, and Power Charge works for everybody because who doesn't like hitting harder?
Well, I mean, when I got it for Beast Legion, I used Speed Star because holy cow, Speed Star on Beast Legion is ridiculous.
Yeah.
There's a reason you need to basically have it maxed out to unlock it. Which, speaking of which, that's actually a good segue into how you make your Legion stronger.
Yeah, so as you like beat enemies or do certain side quests, you get basically an XP type currency that you can spend to upgrade your Legion's different skill trees, and each Legion has its own skill tree.
Yeah, you get increases to offensive defense. You get slots for abilities. You get new skills, and certain parts you need material codes to unlock. So you gotta make some decisions, namely with premium material codes, which are rare.
Usually, you can find plenty for your bases with all of those, but if you're also upgrading your player character, which you can do, you're going to eventually run low and need to start really combing through stages to find all those things.
Oh yeah.
Because you're not going to max out all 5 of your legions on your first playthrough unless you are grinding your ass.
No, even if you did, because it requires a lot. But anyway, the only legion I managed to max out was the Beast Legion because I used it a lot.
I didn't max out anyone, but I was within 5 of maxing out all 5 of them.
Yeah, like I was spreading it out among all of them pretty much, so I didn't actually max out any of them.
I think I was at, I think all my legions were at least C6 when I was at the end of the game. It's just I happened to get
C7 or 8. I don't remember.
Yeah, so there's have on the 7th.
But anyways, we talked enough about fighting things. Why don't we talk about the breather parts, the investigation portions?
The quote-unquote other half of the game, even though it really doesn't happen as much as the game likes to let you believe.
Yep.
There's points mostly during the start of chapters where you're under investigation mode. There's no combat-ish, and you're essentially doing odd jobs and or trying to piece together mysteries in each chapter.
Yes.
Sometimes they're easy to piece together, other times you gotta use your Legion in coercion or use your Iris system, the built-in map system essentially in your programming kit to figure out what's going on.
Yeah, the Iris lets you see everything around you. You see people, you see electronic signals, you can see if things can be interacted with specific legions. It's basically the all-in-one thing.
Yeah.
And the most important thing, you can see cats.
Yes.
The only slightly annoying thing is that you need to turn it on briefly in order to see enemy health bars. It's not a huge deal because they stick afterwards, but it is slightly annoying.
It is a bit weird that you can't. It doesn't stay if you've like already got those creatures registered to your net system. Which, oh boy, to anyone who ever played Breath of the Wild, it's the same way to document creatures.
Yeah.
Take pictures of them.
I started a lot of boss fights, whipping out the camera and hoping to get the thing on the first try.
Which usually, that's fine, and it's also something you can do for every other thing. Enemies, characters, locations in the game. Sometimes you might be like, oh fuck, wait, where's my camera? More specifically when you're looking for the ever-elusive golden slimes.
Oh god, those fuckers. Yeah, so,
I only managed to kill 2 of them, and they were both near the end of the game.
Same.
I found a good handful of them, but 1 or 2 got away from me.
Like, I found a good chunk of them, I only killed like 2 or 3 of them.
Yeah, because they're really elusive. They take 1 damage per attack, but oh my god, beating them is totally worth it because you get a ton of gene code, you get a ton of abilities, you get a new Legion color set, which, by the way, Legions are, you can customize colors to an extent. It's actually pretty cool.
And you can also dress yourself up.
Yeah,
you
the
can
gold
look as
slimes
cool
are
or
assholes
as
because
stupid
they
as you
just
want.
run the hell away from you and attack on reaction. But so long as you just step on a very specific part of the stage, you'll force them out and they'll just start freaking out because they're like, oh god, you found me. Like, there's a few secrets that are well hidden, aside from extra missions, which every Platinum game tends to have.
Yeah.
There's golden slimes, but there's also the 2 more interesting side quests, cats and toilets.
I love how one of the collectibles in this game is toilet paper.
Well, we say toilet paper. We need to put an asterisk on that because they accept a lot of things that shouldn't be toilet paper.
Yeah, so
paper.
So yeah, in every chapter, you can find 1 hidden cat and 1 hidden toilet somewhere.
Yeah, and each time you can either adopt the cat to put in a secret hideaway because you're on. Well, we haven't really talked about story spoilers, so we'll get to that in a minute. You're adopting cats to keep them safe in a safe house. But in the case of the toilet, you're collecting quote-unquote toilet paper to give to the toilet fairy that lives in your police headquarters. No, don't ask where that comes from.
I swear, this makes sense in context.
I never finished the side quest, so it never made sense to me.
Yeah, it's just
I finished the side quest, it still doesn't make sense.
Like I said, they are really good at hiding this stuff.
You know,
like,
I found 1 optional toilet.
Yeah, I only found 1. It was in chapter 3.
Chapter 11.
But anyway, yeah, like I said, you either need a guide or just investigate every single nook and cranny level possible, and even then you might miss it, because, again, they are really good at hiding stuff. They even have fake walls on occasion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One thing that I do appreciate, though, this game kind of functions in a similar system to, this is going to sound a bit weird, Donkey Kong Country. You can replay chapters and get to specific story points in the game And in doing so, if you unlock certain secrets in those chapters, you can get the order marked for it, and then just leave and go back to police headquarters, and you can automatically drop off your stuff, and it'll track. You don't have to replay the entire chapter.
I mean, you might want to replay the entire chapter just to see if you can get a better rank at the end, you know? And you also get.
Yes,
you
but
also
I'm
get
also
paid
here
for
to get the toilet paper. I'm not here to save the world.
That sounds funny.
I also feel bad for the toilet fairy because after a while, you're like, why am I giving them this? Including sandpaper at one point.
Oh, God.
Sandpaper is a literal thing you have to give them, and it literally is described as could be used as toilet paper if desperate.
Yes.
That's accurate.
Yeah, the one I found was camo
I'd rather
paper.
not sand my ass, but I guess if you have no choice.
But also, in regards to the other collectible, the cats, the fact that you collect cats and you care for them in a secret storehouse and you can feed them and you're almost the whole thing. The only thing missing is the ability to pet the cats. Then this game would be a 10 out of 10.
You also cannot pet the Beast Legion, -5 out of 10.
Actually, you can.
What's the way to do it again? I forget.
You stand next to it and push A.
Huh.
I do not remember this.
Wasn't aware of that. Okay.
Oh, it might not. I just might not have mentioned it in the game.
Yeah,
No, it's a secret input.
Beast Legion deserves all of the pets.
Yeah. And one other thing I should also mention, because it's everyone's favorite part of this game, there's an early point in the story mode where you're essentially asked to help out with an odd job of sorts, dressing up as the team mascot.
It's amazing.
And I talk about this because if you continue over the course of the game and help out resident Lappy mascot person Marie with her other odd jobs, she'll give you Lappy pieces. You need to get enough of them in order to actually unlock the costume for yourself.
I think I got 3 of them, honestly, without a guide.
I got all but one. The only one I'm missing is the one you can buy from someone in post game.
Yeah, there is 11 story cases and a 12th post game case. In order to unlock Lappy as a costume that you can put on at any time, you have to find Marie and do all of her side quests over the course of the story, including one where you might see her running around in the Lappy costume and you gotta chase her down.
Yep.
If you do all of that, the last chapter, the post-game chapter, you need to buy the Lappy item from Brenda for 100,000 G.
What?
Because she's a Lappy enthusiast. And then you also have to complete at least one
putting it
quest.
lightly.
Yeah.
You then have to complete one quest from Olive in the post-game that is specifically you going around beating the tar out of a bunch of creatures as Lappy, and then you unlock the costume forever.
I mean, if you're into that kind of, if you're into playing a serious game as a silly character, right, there you go.
Let's be real. Platinum always sneaks in ways to be very dumb in their games.
I know, that's the best thing about them. Like I love how even though most of their games are super serious in tone, you can do things to make things silly, like sombrero riding.
Most of them super serious. Are you sure on that super part?
We'll go with tongue-in-cheek, because Bayonetta was never super serious.
Yeah, or Wonderful 101.
Okay, Wonderful 101, I'd argue in the late game it gets pretty serious.
Well, it does it for the sake of pacing, but the tone is never that dark because it's Sentai or Tokusatsu.
The plot
like world destruction is so over the top that it crosses back into hysterical. At least
fair enough. Anyways, maybe we should talk about the story of Astral Chain before we get sidetracked again.
Yeah. So
you care about the plot?
A little bit, but so the basic setting of Astral Chain is you are on a like man-made island of sorts because the rest of the world kind of got fucked up.
Yeah. Putting it lightly, the astral plane, as we've been referring to, bled into the real world, and creatures called chimeras have been infesting it, causing mass chaos, kidnapping people, and just destroying everything in their path. So our last resort was to build our own island and just say, fuck this, we're out.
And also, the people that they grab, they also become chimeras after enough time.
Yeah, red shifting is a thing, and it is not good for your health.
And it's not pretty.
You can purify them, but still.
And things just get crazier and crazier, namely with your own organization.
Yep. Yeah. So file 1 starts with you and your sibling just being part of the general force, and then file ending with you getting recruited into the special team force.
Yep.
And it doesn't take long for there to be ulterior motives to that special force.
Yeah,
Well, specifically ulterior for one person, but yeah, we'll get to that.
And like, if you didn't expect something to be off about your commander, I don't know. I guess you haven't.
Like the opening of the game makes it pretty clear something's up, but you don't know what.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I'll be frank. I didn't trust Yosef from the start. Like, I've seen enough anime and played enough games with this kind of setup to know that I was eventually gonna get stabbed in the back by my commander. It was just
Look, I did
inevitable.
not trust anime Kojima for a second.
He is kind of like Kojima, isn't he?
That was the first thought that I had when I saw him when the game first showed him off. Was just, this is Kojima.
Whoever's editing this, put a side by side just so people can see.
It's kind of similar. He looks like older anime Kojima.
But yeah, so the fun thing is, your character just happens to have a very natural affinity for using legions, which is why you get tasked with all the protagonist bullshit.
Well, kind of. It's because legions very early on break free from their allies, and everyone's about to get murdered, and then you regain the Sword Legion and you save everybody.
Yeah,
well,
but that's
you
also
almost everybody.
Save everybody. We know who the real hero is. It's Dad.
Yep.
Yes.
But yeah, but yeah, it is also though clear that like you have a very natural affinity, which is why you're able to get the Sword Legion back so quickly compared to everyone else who had legions longer.
Yeah. You and your sibling, but your sibling is struggling, where you seem more like a problem.
They have a
There's
few
reasoning as to
personal
why the
issues.
Howard twins are the way they are.
More than a few.
It's plot related, but it's weird.
And yeah, and then your sibling nearly freaking dies.
Yeah.
Yeah,
To be
because
fair,
a terrorist impaled her or him.
Yeah. Oh.
To be fair, there's at least one point where you also nearly died.
We'll get to that.
Yeah, but you
anyways,
went on Big Fall and got shot a lot. They got impaled.
Oh,
And they got impaled first.
On the note of the sibling, might as well mention this now so anyone who's somewhat familiar with the game isn't confused. When we talk about this, Akira is the name of the sibling, with the protagonist usually just being called by the last name Howard.
Yeah, Platinum has said that the counterpart, not the main character you pick, is Akira. It does not matter because the main character you pick doesn't have a canonical first name. It's whatever you want it to be.
and you can actually get the ability to change it later, funnily enough.
Yeah, you can change names. You can change to the other gender if you want to. You can change a lot of things, mostly costumes, so you can look ridiculous.
Anyways, after sibling nearly dies due to impalement, she comes back with a new legion, and something isn't quite right. I'll just say that.
They're going through their emo phase. We'll go with.
Well,
yeah,
I mean,
then
she's still trying to do the right. Well, in my case, but yeah, they're still trying to do the right thing, and all. It's just unfortunately, Yosef.
And yeah, that terrorist is trying to tell us that it's not it's not everything is as it seems. And after she is brutally killed,
said terrorist is also not a particularly good.
Yeah,
person.
no,
It's
there's
just a matter of-
there's no real good person in this plot.
The good
Except for the
person is
protagonist.
the person who says you both are stupid. Time to kill.
Okay, hang on, I know exactly. There is a good person in this plot. How?
He's a hacker.
He hacks for good.
I'm gonna go with Marie. Marie's the best character.
Okay, Marie is definitely.
Yeah,
I agree with you. Marie is the best character, and also she's voiced by Morgana.
I will actually say though, there's actually I would say two characters are best character in Astral Chain. It's Marie, but it's also Kyle.
Yes.
Kyle is so good. It's such an out there. He's such an out there character because he only shows up for the one chapter, but boy does he make an impact. It's like, what the fuck is this guy?
Is it? I'm trying to remember Kyle for a sec.
The leader of the leader of the back alley.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah. I mean, he's got a weird code of honor to him. You can't quite figure him out.
He's a gang leader with a code of honor who also double crosses you and then immediately puts his sword down when he goes, "Oh fuck! All my friends are turning into monsters." Ah shit.
Oh yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
Like he goes, "Oh, I fucked up."
He's like, "Oh fuck."
Yeah, it doesn't take long for things to go downhill in Astral Chain, and
They really don't.
And then after the terrorist is brutally killed, things really go downhill.
They only go further downhill until you eventually go, "I'm tired of going downhill. Let's start clawing our way back out."
Yeah. So long story short, you fuse with the Legion, become a monster, and you're nearly offed.
On that
Because
note,
you
can we just talk about how the traditional platinum games like Limit Break mode gets unlocked in the last third of the game?
Yeah, it's weird. It's
is
like
weird.
one of the last points that you would expect it to appear because Platinum usually gives you all out mode pretty early, but this
no,
one is very
no,
late.
it's at the start. It's actually at the start of the last main chapter is when you get it. That's the craziest thing. It's like at the end of at the beginning of chapter 11.
It's like chapter 10, the end of chapter 9 going into chapter 10 is when you unlock it.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you're right. My bad. That's
like,
all fifth of the game.
The only other Platinum game I can think of that does something similar is Ripper Mode and Rising, but that's also a lot of plot reason for that one with just with Raiden's whole character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, I use Legion Fusion to kill a gold slime. Is that overkill?
No kill like overkill. No? If you get the kill, it's a job well done.
The one tricky thing for me with Legion mode is that because of how late you get it, I sometimes forget I have it.
Yeah, it's kind of not nearly as useful as the other
Well,
forms.
no, the thing is, what's useful about it is A, you do a big damage, B, you immediately warp to whatever enemy is closest, and C, you don't really have to worry about dodging much because not much can stagger you.
Well, no, it's not a matter of how useful it is. It's a matter of it's so late and it takes so long to charge. You get maybe 1, maybe 2 uses of it per chapter.
Yeah.
Like, it's a very limited use thing, and unless you use it on, say, the final boss, you're not gonna get much use out of it.
But you, and then near the end of that, you find out that your sibling was cloned, and that's how they all have legions. And then your sibling becomes a monster, and then you become a monster to try and get them back to their senses. And then
there's anime music that starts playing because everything is anime and it's really cool. And then someone fucking dies. It's great.
Dark Hero is such a good song.
Yeah, on the note of the whole sibling being cloned thing, yeah, very understandable existential crisis moment. Good lord.
Yeah, Akira has a bad time in this game.
Oh yeah.
Like, they feel inferior to you because you are able to wield multiple legions. They die at one point. They survive, quote unquote, by getting their consciousness transferred to a clone, essentially.
Theoretically.
Cloned unmasked.
You don't know that for sure, though. That's the thing.
No,
we know
actually,
for sure it happens later.
Yeah, in one of the post game actually helps confirm that.
Okay, never mind then.
But yeah, they find out that they've been mass cloned and used to create a new army of essentially drones, go through another midlife crisis, and become a freak Legion Chimera. They have to fight you in hand-to-hand combat, and everything in the last chapter that happens.
You guys remember how there are a bunch of Shadow clones in Sonic Heroes? It's kind of like that.
Yeah, except they're not robots. It's scarier somehow.
And also, your commander turns into this giant freak of nature called Noah. They were not being subtle about that in the freaking slightest, were they?
The Chimera names were not subtle.
Never, not once. About as subtle as a sledgehammer, you are on the arc, and your main antagonist by the very end of the game is named Noah. We were not subtle.
Platinum Games does nothing by half measures. Let's be real.
No, we don't believe in half-assing. We believe in overkill.
And speaking of which, not a big fan of the final boss, if I'm being honest.
I think if the last 2 phases weren't as bad, it'd be fine. Noah Core is fine. Noah Big Body is fine. Noah Prime is a pain in the ass.
Yeah, no. Like, here's the thing: the big Noah part where it's just jumping from platform to platform, and the camera angle. I get it's done for cinematic purposes, but my depth perception is just it's just ruined, and it just gets annoying after a while. Noah Core is mostly just a static fight. It's not all that interesting. And Noah Prime, I like some parts of it, but A, he's immune to Chain Bind, which is annoying, and B, you can't always hit him because sometimes he's out of your effective range because of he's attacking.
The big issue I have with Noah Prime, both parts of it, is 1, he's too fast and can just decide, no, I'm not dealing with you, go away, and then the walls start rotating because you're inside a giant cube, and you get your perspective shift, and it's hard to adjust to that. 2, instant kill attack.
Because for some reason,
very cheap
has a real
instant kill attack,
obsession with
because
Black
unless
Hole.
you have your Legion at the ready to jump to like crazy, you're gonna die if you touch that thing.
Yeah, actually, funny thing. When I did the fight, I rode Beast Legion, tried riding Beast Legion. I actually got pulled into the black hole, but I jumped out at the last possible moment.
Usually, I would pull out Arrow Legion and just dive for it because you can just jump to your Legion, so they'll pull away.
I mean, I was just going off what I normally do with a Platinum Games black hole attack. It's run as fast as you can.
Yeah.
When in doubt, don't touch.
But yeah, not a great final boss, which is a bit of a shame because I usually love Platinum final bosses.
Yeah,
It's like the one sour point, I would say. The only other boss that's kind of a pain in the ass is Axe Nemesis, because Shield and also your brother / sister constantly getting attacked by it.
Well, no, I like Axe Nemesis. Our Nemesis, I'm not a fan of because the goop on the battlefield makes dodging annoying at times.
You shoot it.
And you know, just don't go near the goop.
Sometimes look, because of the wonky camera in Astral Chain, I find myself dodging into it by accident.
I still don't really get what you mean by wonky camera. I never had an issue with the camera.
Well, my problem is that when you're controlling the Legion, the camera is locked, and so you either need to control the Legion or control the camera. You can't get both half the time.
Yeah, which for me was second nature.
I mean, this was not my first place in the game, so I was used to the camera, so that also...
I was mostly used to it, it just got annoying at times.
Yeah.
Also, by the way, Noah Prime, you can't chain bind him, but yet he's vulnerable to the Howl attack from the Beast Legion, which can stun him.
Those are separate kind of things, though. I don't get confusion with that.
I know,
I mean, you
it's
could
weird.
also use Electric Chain, which does actually startle it slightly.
Which, by the way, Electric Chain plus Auto Bind is a really good combo.
There's some really good combinations if you really know what you're doing. That'll absolutely break through shit. Specifically, Axe Legion. Buff that thing to high heaven, he will cleave through health bars.
Yeah, that's the great thing about Astral Chain. It's just the way that the Legion is designed really encourages you to get creative with combat, because especially with the sync attacks you get to use and how they combine with your own combat attacks.
Plus, the sync attacks are how you build up your Legion gauge, so you can use the Chimera form.
And also, if you know exactly how to trigger specific sync attacks with specific Legions, you basically have an attack for any scenario.
Yeah. And actually, something we haven't covered yet, on the note of sync attacks and all that, the ranking system in this game works very different compared to every other Platinum game, because it's not about timing or not getting hit, it's about variety.
Yeah, you want to use. You don't want to do the same thing over and over. You want to use different combat attacks. You definitely want to try to avoid getting hit and do it in as fast time as possible as you expect to do. But at the same time, vary up how you do things.
Like, they're fine with you taking some damage so long as it's not like lingering or you get absolutely fucked up and lose one of your pulses. But they want you to do it relatively quickly and with as much crazy experimentation and combo chaining as you can do.
That's
There's
why
a lot of things you can do with that.
That's why I got consistently better ranks near the end of the game compared to the beginning, because, well, I had more options.
So
makes sense.
To go off my own run, anyone who plans to play this game yourself, get ready to have multiple moments of how the fuck was that an S and how the fuck was that not an S?
Yeah, pretty much.
The only ones that are like continually how in the hell did I fuck that up, at least to me, were chase segments, where you got to be lightning fast to get anything above a C rank, because sometimes they can just be like, no, you didn't do good enough. Especially when you're doing that chase down over your Feedy artist in that one chapter, you know the one.
I didn't succeed on that one, unfortunately.
And the other one that I'm trying to think of...
the balancing axe, maybe?
Balancing acts were very funny because those things failed immediately, but one of the ones that made me laugh is the mostly side quest mission where literally all that you have to do is just car puzzle.
When I saw that, it brought me back to my childhood, because when I was in elementary school, I was in this special program because, well, I had some learning disabilities, and one of the things I would do in there is like simple puzzles. And I remember one of the puzzles being the kind of puzzle where, well, it wasn't exactly the same. You had to move cars around to get your car out, but it's kind of similar.
No, my brain went straight to Professor Layton.
And also,
I think I used to have it.
I did have to look up a guide for the third one, mostly for how to do the last couple of moves, because I kept screwing it up.
Oh yeah, same.
Oh no, I was able to, the last one did take me a bit, but I figured all of them out myself, partially because, look, Layton's gotten me really good at slide puzzles.
I brute forced, and brute force actually surprisingly worked well.
But yeah, Astral Chain has a ton of variety to it. Platinum game, it does at times feel like a throw ideas at the wall and see what sticks game, but that's kind of the beauty of it.
And also, weirdly enough, this is actually something I think is interesting to bring up. There was this weird discussion / rumor for a while that Astral Chain was supposed to be the first part of a trilogy. That is not what the case was. The idea was that the director of the game said they were open to the idea of doing more games in the series, but it wasn't a priority of, no, this is the first game of a trilogy. It's, oh, we could do that, maybe.
I personally don't think it needs it, honestly. The story wraps up really nicely, even if it is pretty
The only issue
tragic.
I have is that we don't really get to see every loose end wrapped up, because if you play post-game, there's a lot of things that happen in post-game. And also, you don't really get to see much closure with Kyle, specifically. He kind of disappears from the plot after a while.
Well, I think that was kind of his role. It's just, he's kind of like the shadow figure that helps move things along, and once his role is fulfilled, he doesn't need to be in the plot anymore, you know?
Well, no, because he's kind of in the background.
Wanting to get that
one plot point afterwards is that he's working with Hal. Because Hal did Hal things and was told, get out.
Which, by the way, I'm surprised Hal isn't voiced by Earl Manfall. It sounds just like him, doesn't it?
Oh, and fun fact,
I thought that too.
male Akira is Alex Lee, and if you don't know who that is, it's Luke from Street Fighter 6.
You know, and Makoto Yuki in Persona 3 Reload, and Zenitsu in the Demon Slayer dub.
Okay, we're just getting sidetracked at this point.
Yeah, kind of.
But yeah, Astral Chain is a really fun game, and it's unfortunate that nobody really talks about it anymore.
It's kind of weird because it got a lot of attention when it was first shown. It did have really high ratings to the point where there was review bombing because a bunch of dumbasses were like, why is this game not coming to PS4? Because it's a Switch exclusive.
Yeah, because Nintendo loves working with Look, Platinum and Nintendo are really good friends. That's basically it.
It was very funny because they literally paid to have the IP be a Switch exclusive, and a bunch of Sony butthurt losers were like, why is this not on the PS4? Go fuck
A lot of people
yourself.
don't realize that if it weren't for Nintendo, we wouldn't have Bayonetta past the first game.
And also, this applied to other games as well at the time. This also happened to Three Houses at the same time.
Wait, people were complaining about Three Houses being a Nintendo exclusive? What?
Yes, there was a hate bomb campaign where people just tried to review bomb Three Houses, Astral Chain, and I don't remember. I think there was a third one, but I don't remember what it was.
Oh, those people are just dumb though, because Fire Emblem's always been Nintendo.
Yes, they were jealous because it looked like a good game.
It is mostly, but anyways.
People are dumb. And yeah, one last thing actually, because I want to talk about this. Orders, aka the achievement system for this game, has a bunch of wacky nonsense you can do. Did anyone get some crazy shit?
Depends on your definition of crazy.
I did the eat 10 scoop ice cream.
Good.
I did that too.
I'm so glad someone else.
I mean, that one's easy. It's just you get the ice cream and immediately eat it.
I did that. By the way, I did that after giving the kid as many scoops as I possibly could.
Fair.
Yeah.
One of the things that I noticed. Cyborg, you want to go first, actually?
You go.
Okay. One of the things that I noticed about the achievement system, there is special achievements, not just like, oh, do this many things in this chapter, or find the toilet in this chapter, or the cat. There are special ones that only happen under certain circumstances, specifically taking very specific pictures.
I couldn't figure out.
Certain chapters have certain situations you can take pictures of, among other things, like taking a picture of your father in chapter 2 because he's gonna die. You need to take a picture now, you dumbass. Or taking a picture of what's-his-face when he gets tied up and says, no, don't share that with Marie, please don't! And you'll get unique dialogue if you take pictures of these things or do these unique actions.
I wish I knew that.
Oh,
yeah,
same.
if you rescue the guy from falling off the bridge during that chapter, he just literally begs you not to send the picture to Marie if you take the picture of him being found.
But yeah. So, okay, so what did you want to say?
It's really good.
Yeah,
well, I wasn't going to say anything.
I want to. Okay, in terms of achievements that I like how there's an achievement for throwing away empty cans. That's just
Yeah,
really
that was
good.
another one that I did. There was a lot of cans that I picked up because force of habit, so I just stood by the trash can and threw away like 30 of them.
Yeah, and there's an achievement for that.
There's just so many, it's like, why not?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Like, there's multiple chapters, you're just wandering the city, and there's cans everywhere that you can pick up. And the cans actually serve a purpose as well, because you can also throw them to distract cats and such.
Yep.
So it does actually come in handy when you need to do certain things that involve them.
That's Astral Chain for you, and hopefully we convinced you to give it a go or give it a return if you haven't played it in a long time like we have.
Also, we'll probably have to like add in some kind of spoiler warning thing now that I think
There'll
about
probably
it.
be a spoiler wall, because we have a pretty clear part where we start talking about
Yeah.
the plot.
All right. Thank you for joining us.
Well, no, we're not done. What are you talking about? You're not leading the conversation. We got two things we got to mention first. First things first, we decide who goes next, because wait, what we do. And second, yeah, Astral Chain, probably not going to be getting a sequel anytime soon because of things going on. Not everything has happened, to be clear. We don't know what else is happening because they're still working on projects, but a lot of the big heads are not there anymore. The director of this game is actually still there, though.
Huh.
So, yeah, don't go assuming Platinum's just going to keel over and die just yet. They're doing a lot of shuffling around, but not everyone's gone. There's some sort of promotion going on. They're working on Ninja Gaiden 4 as an assistant, so it's curious to see what they're doing. We don't know yet, but we'll have to see for the future what's coming from these guys. Otherwise, it's time to spin the wheel and see who gets to pick next. And since there's only 4 of us, that means there's only 2 options for me to spin the wheel for, so that'll be interesting. Let me just pull this bad boy up real fast. Actually find some stuff.
Oh.
All right, here we go. I can screen share if you guys want to see this, actually. This will not show up for the viewer's feed, but we can always just add
It's
in
fine.
the picture in post.
Yeah.
I am not looking at my laptop at the moment, so I won't be able to see the screen share. So just
I mean, you'll be fine.
yeah,
Exactly. We'll be covered. It's nothing to worry about.
yeah.
Anyway, we got
Here's
just
gonna
two
be-
of you, so it's time to see what this picks. Y'all ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
Ready?
All right, wait for it. I'm gonna try and go exactly when in the middle and spin.
Come on, big money. Come on, big money.
Oh, it's a whammy for you, but it's big money for Cyborg.
All right.
Oh.
Eh.
All right. Well, you have two options. What is the game that you want us to play? Both good options.
What I say is Sonic Rush.
Ooh.
Wait, which game?
Sonic Rush.
Sonic
yeah.
Rush.
Oh, hell
Funnily
yeah.
enough. I mean, funnily enough, a game I've never played.
Well, then that works out.
Internet sequel are fun.
And anyone who knows me knows I like Blaze the Cat, so this is gonna be fun for me.
Oh yeah,
no, no.
this is amazing. Oh.
I just gotta find a reasonably priced copy.
Yeah. I don't think Rush is that hard
you
to find
can
people, but yeah.
find some modern methods.
We'll have to see what we can do. I know there's ways, but we'll hopefully not have to cross that threshold.
And
We'll see.
maybe I'll set the next one out. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Yep.
We'll see what's up. But yes, that should do it for us. Looks like unless anyone has any last minute comments about Astral Chain we want to mention.
No, I'm good.
I'm good.
Yeah, no, I think we said what we wanted to say.
All right, Astral Chain's a great game. We recommend you try it out if you haven't, and we will have to see you guys on the next one for Sonic Rush, originally released for the Nintendo DS. Until next time, hope to see you guys then.
Bye.
Bye.